record this just in case. Okay. So once again, I apologize for the recording. So I will send the recording later today, but I will try first and go through the homeworks that I've given you before, but more importantly, try and re-emphasize why I still think you're getting the homework wrong. Okay. Now it's very important you get the homework right. So when I say that I want you to take trades and I want only 2 pips, all right? If it is one trade, then that is simple. If it's more than one trade, okay, all you have to do is play with those triggers up there, sell and buy. Now, if I say 2 pips, I don't mean 1.1 or 1.2 or 1.9. 2 pips is 2 pips, all right? And you'll understand later, you'll appreciate later why it's important to be precise on that. So, what you do is you come here, you make sure we're at 0.01 lot size, all right? And then you come to the settings and make sure you go to the quick trade. And at the quick trade, you make sure you select, you scroll down and you select the pip size that you want. You want 2. You don't want 2.1. You want 2. All right. That means when when I take my trades, it will take 2 pips because you're specified 2 pips. If it is 3, it will be 3 pips. If it is 5, it will be 5 pips. But now we only want 2 pips. Excuse me. So then what next? You apply, you click apply, and you'll see something happening up here on the top right. So what will happen? What will happen is now that you've set that up, that has been set, you come back here and you take your trades. When you take your trades, the system will only do what you've asked it to do. In this case, you've asked it to do 2 pips. So right now I'm assuming that the market is going up. Okay, let me first confirm that. How? By minimizing the chart so I can see the bigger picture. Now the bigger picture seems like the market has reached the top of the price cycle. It's reached the last resistance, okay, which is right here. So what is it likely to do? It might play there a little bit and then it might go down or it might break up. So this is actually a perfect example. So what do we do? Well, ideally, it's supposed to start going down. Why? Because the last time it reached there, it came down. It reached there, it came down, reached there, it came down, and so on. So this is the nature of the market. The market always does what it has done before. Okay. See, the market has tested that area several times, gone down. Okay, here it went up, went down, went down, went down, went down. So it seems like there's some serious resistance around this point. So will it go up or down again? We don't know, but it's very likely that it might go down again. However, because it has gradually climbed slowly but surely, it might play here a little bit and then continue up. Now we don't know. That's why we say it's a game of probability, but more importantly, informed probability. So what we do is we wait and see what it will do here before we enter our trade. Now, let me remove the drawing here. So I'll zoom in. Uh, I'll zoom in. Okay. So it seems like it's starting to come down, but we're not sure. We're not sure if it's going to come down or not. But as it comes down, you can see it is starting to respect the last low. The last low was somewhere here. Now, when I say take 2 pips, let's pretend it's going up. I'll enter buys, but this time the buys will only give me 2 pips. Okay, so if you look at positions, I said I wanted 10 trades. So I click until I get 10. What will happen is when you look at the output, the results of my trading. If the market does what I've asked it to do, it will take profit up here. Okay. But if it takes profit up there, what will happen is that profit will be exactly 2 pips. It will not be 1.1. It will not be 1.3. It will not be 1.8 or 1.9. It will be exactly 2 pips. How? Even if you highlight, you put your cursor on it on the left hand side, you see it highlights, even says take profit, TP, pips 2.0. Okay. And that's the amount of money, the equivalent amount of money. So I don't know how you guys are doing your homework. And when I say take 10 trades of 5 pips or 10 trades of 3 pips, that I see 1.1, 1.0, -3, and so on and so on and so on and so on. What I was expecting to see, again, if you take a trade when there's volatility, is that eventually, this market will come and hit that 2 pips. So that when you look at your history, click on history there. When you click on your history, what I expect to see is actually trades, okay, that show 2 pips. Let me look at previous work. So if you look at my previous work there, okay, if you look at the 5, yeah, I think now it's showing 5. What I'm expecting to see is something like this. 5.0, 5.0, 5.0, 5.0. Okay. The 5.1, 5.2, those are more of the exceptions than the norm. But I'm expecting to see you showing me exactly 5.0 pips. Like 1 second. Yep. There. Now this is a good example. As you can see, look at all that. This is what I've been expecting all along, and I have not been getting. Please look at pips. What do you see? They are all 5.0. They are not 1.3, 1.5, 1.9, 4. No, 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 no. They're all 5.0. Why? Because I specified I wanted 5.0 pips. All right. Of course, consequently, each pip has a value in terms of money. And eventually, we shall be focusing more on the money. But before we focus on the money, we must be able to make pips, the number of pips that you want. All right. So, if we were to look at the assignment differently, uh, I think up to now.
Like a question up to that point.
Yes.
Coach, yeah.
Yes, please.
Yeah. So, does it therefore means that that it takes time? You wait until you see the pips change to what you expected, or it's just automatic? Because I've tried sometimes, but when I check, I find they're different. Yet I've set them.
Yes, you are right. You have to wait because again, it is automated, so you almost don't have to wait. It will just go ahead and will take it. So you don't have to wait for it to actually hit, unless you are actually going.
Tom, if
Yes, go ahead, Edwin.
I can jump in,
Yes, yes, please.
yeah. On that note,
Yeah.
yes, it's automatic. You can set it at 5 pips, but I think also depending on the volatility of the market, sometimes it might come to, as you can see, it can come to 5.1, 5.2 due to the spread and the volatility of at that time. But it's automatic. Once you set it at 5 pips, it's supposed to take 5 pips.
Yes. Okay, that's a better answer. There's what we call volatility and the spread. So the spread means sometimes when you click and you want 5 pips, the market does not exactly enter you at the point where you want it to enter. Okay, but the system ideally is supposed to go to the market and give you the 5 pips you have requested. Okay, so again, if I found 5.1, 5.2, 4.9, and so on and so on, I'll be okay with that, but generally, it means that the difference would be the spread. Okay, and I think I didn't quite mention, I didn't teach you what a spread is, but in fact, I can just do it right now, so you can understand what I mean by the spread. So the market spread, sometimes people ask you, so how does the brokers make money in Forex? Well, the brokers make money by what we call the spread, the market spread. So the market spread means that, yes, we want to enter at a particular point. Okay, let me see if I can erase this. So the brokers make money in each trade as you enter the trade. So for example, right here, I had set myself to enter the market at a particular time. Okay, 1 second. Okay. So if we had planned to enter the market at this point, okay, at that very instance you've entered, the broker wants to take its pay. So you enter there, but actually because you're doing a buy, it doesn't enter you there. It starts you behind here. So that difference between there and that is what the broker makes as their commission, as their fee. So if you're doing a sell, if the market is going down and you want to, let's say, enter a particular trade, okay, maybe you want to enter here. So when you enter there for a sell, then the system, depending on the broker, will probably enter you somewhere here. Okay, remember you're still doing down a sell. So if you want to take 5 pips or 10 pips, so clearly you're also working for the broker. Why? Because the broker takes this chunk and puts you at this point, so that now eventually this is what you're making. Okay, whereas this is what you thought you would make. Now, are they stealing from you? No, they're not. They're actually allowed to charge that. So what you do when you're looking for a broker, you look for a broker that has the lowest spread, which means the one that charges only very little. Okay, but then you find a lot of them take advantage of that because they know most people are not aware. Now, unfortunately, like in Kenya, a lot of our brokers, the two brokers, the two that have been given the license, they actually take advantage of that. They take advantage of that and charge very high spreads. Okay, so, oh, by the way, all the profit of my 2 pips I've taken. In fact, this is a good example. Let us see. They've taken profit. Let's see history. Let's look at the history and see what happened. If they gave us exactly 2 pips or it changed. All right, so we come back here. We look at history. Okay. So if we look at history, in the last trade that I've just done right now, today. Okay. Now look at that. Okay. So, and that's why I keep saying that actually it takes care of the spread matters. Okay. If you set up your trades properly, ideally it should give you averagely 2 pips. Okay, let me use a different color here. It should give you 2 pips. Look at that. With the exception of the last one there, everything there is exactly, precisely 2 pips. Okay. So as you can see that 2 pip, 2 pip, 2 pip, 2 pip, 2 pip, 2 pip, except for this last one, all right, that has spread out. So when I ask in your homework, if I say take trades 2 pips, this is what I expect to see. If I say 3 pips, this is what I expect to see. If I say 5 pips, that's what I expect to see. So I hope that matter is now settled.
Okay, coach, excuse me.
Yes, Judy.
Yeah, you can set a trade at 5 pips, but
Yes.
then the market changes. It like
Ye-
maybe you set buy and then all of a sudden it's sell. It's supposed to be sell,
Yes.
and so you decide to close the market. So that's when you may not see the 2 or 5 pips. Actually, that's what happened to me yesterday. I had to close most of them the
Okay.
first time I tried,
Okay. And
even though
yeah.
I set them at 2 and 5 pips. So
Okay. Now, when I hear that, okay, that's a good question. But when I hear that, then that is good. That is very good because it tells me that actually you've done the right thing. Okay. And I mean, of course, here we are all learning, and so there is no penalty for not getting the 5 pips. But the fact that you actually had set it to get 5 pips, now it just means what we have to do, we have to learn when to take our trades. And when is
yes,
that? Yes. When is that? The best time to take your trades is when it is at support or resistance. You see,
okay.
yeah, slowly these pieces are starting to get together. Okay, it's like a jigsaw puzzle. Okay, first you know how to get the exact pip, 2 pip, or 5 pip, or 30 pip, whatever it is. That's fine. Once you know how to do that, then you have to know when is the time to take that 2 pip. Do I just take it anytime and it will take the 2 pip? No, it will not. You don't take it anytime. It will only happen if you take the trades at the right time. Are you there?
Yes, and some Dennis has written that he's so confused. I don't know if you what he's confused about and if you can address it.
Okay, Dennis, what's your question? Hello, Dennis. Are you there, Dennis? Or maybe he can't. Oh, yeah, maybe he has audio challenges.
Maybe because he's saying he stayed on video
Uh,
and kept wondering why it's. So I'm reading to you what he has written in case you're not near the WhatsApp
yeah.
wall.
Uh-huh.
I stayed on video all this time and kept wondering why it sounded like a repeat class.
Ah,
Seems
okay.
like I have missed today's class. And that is someone by the name Make It Happen. I don't know who that is.
Okay, that,
And so Dennis is also saying yeah, me too. So
okay,
maybe
all
that's
right.
something to
Yeah. And
address on the wall.
yes, okay, I think I'll address that on the wall. But in the meantime,
Yeah.
we have this opportunity to continue with the class. Let me just ask them to join in. And this time might even expire. I have to enter. I have to give another link. Sorry, guys. Okay. All right. I hope now we're all in here. Okay, first I want to apologize. Okay. My apology is I did take some time. I told you guys I had traveled out of town. And so I had spent some time yesterday and recorded a class for you. So in the process of, in the western part of Kenya, we always have blackouts. So I think in the process of that, I didn't upload to YouTube the class I was supposed to. Instead, I uploaded a previous one. So for that, I apologize. So what you have is actually a previous class, and I apologize. I will look for the other one, and when I'm at a place where there's stable connectivity, then I will upload it again. So sorry for that.
Thank you.
Yeah. So Mike and Dennis and everybody else who was wondering what's wrong, at least let's look at the bright side. You actually got to attend the class twice. Okay. So sorry. Now, because you missed the first part of this session here, because you are still watching the video, this first part, what I did was decided just to focus on the homeworks and how you guys are having challenges in doing the homework. Now I'm calling it a challenge because uh, it's not really what I expected. What I expected is what I was just trying to explain right now. When I say that I want 2 pips from you, okay, I mean exactly 2 pips. I'm not saying 1.9, 1.8, and and so on. Yes, there is what we call a spread, okay, but if you set the system, okay, to give you 2 pips, it will give you 2 pips. Usually the effect of the spread is normally felt more on the money parts. Why? Because you find that yes, you wanted 2 pips, it will give you 2 pips, but it will cut out its commission, well, its commission, or they call it spread, not even commission. Okay, and I was trying to explain how that happens. So as you're coming in, I was explaining what the brokers do. What the brokers do is they go ahead and chop off a bit of what you had intended to do. So how does that happen? Literally, it means that let me look at a good example. If you're going to buy, let's say, oh yeah, good example would be uh, if you're doing something, sending somebody money. Okay, if you're sending somebody money and they want 100 bob, they always tell you ongeza ya kutoa. Okay, ya kutoa. In other words, they don't want to be charged hiyo pesa ya kutoa. So if it's 100 bob, then they ask you to send like 120 or 130. Why? Because the 30 ni ya kutoa. So think of that as the commission. Think of that as the spread that most brokers do. So when you want 2 pips, yes, they'll give you 2 pips, all right? But the value of the 2 pip will be chipped off because they have to take their commission. Okay, that's why you find, again, I think, to the best of my knowledge, it is not the pips that they chip; it is the money that they chip. So they will give you 2 pips, but the value of your pips will be less than the value that you had expected. Why? Because of the spread. So the bigger their spread, the worse your money will be. All right. So literally, what does it mean? It means that if you want to enter a trade here, okay, let's pretend we want to enter right here where the market is right now. Okay, we want to enter there. If I want to enter there and I click on a buy because I think it's gonna go up, okay, ideally you'd think that the market would just pick up and go like that. No, but if I click buy, you'll find that strangely enough, that buyer thing will actually start from here. Like it'll push you behind a little bit, so that whereas you want 2 pips, where your 2 pips is here. Okay. Actually, then when you enter, it will push you behind. Okay. So that means as you work to get your 2 pips, you're not just working for yourself, you are working even for the broker. This little part here becomes what the broker is charging. Okay. So, and vice versa. If you're going down, then the market doesn't start exactly where you said it would start. Okay. If this was the place where you wanted to enter sell, as you enter sell, instead of entering there, it might enter after, okay, or before. So that now if this is your 2 pips that you want, okay, it's like somebody is changing you. You're actually getting a little bit because the broker has taken their spread. So what does that mean? It means you always look for brokers that have very small spreads. The smaller the spread, technically, the better the commission. I mean, the better the broker, and that's what we try and do. We always try to make sure we work with brokers that have very small spreads. Now, if you're wondering why people, at least traders who have been in the market for a while, why they're not using the local brokers, well, it's because the local brokers are maximizing on the spread. So whereas maybe Euro USD, if you're trading, sometimes the spread is 0 or 0.2, you find the local broker will not charge 0.2, they'll charge as high as 1.2, and even, in fact, it's crazy. It's like 5 times or 10 times what others charge. Yeah. But they know they can do that and get away with it because nobody's looking at it. And even if you did, you wouldn't know what to do, and there's nothing you can do. Why? Because you want to trade. So the spreads affect a lot of the small trades, like the scalping. The 5-minute scalping, the 1-minute scalping, okay, 15 minutes. But for the higher time frame, it's almost insignificant. If you're doing the 4 hours, 1 hour, then the little spread of 1 pip or 0.2 and so on is almost insignificant. Okay, because if you can see right here, this is 1 minute. Now, from this low to that high, you'll find that it's only about 4 pips. So if it's 4 pips from this low to there, and somebody tells you that I will take a commission for 2 pips, or even 0.2 or 0.5, well, that has an impact in your trading. Now, for somebody like me who does usually 2 pips, okay, and sometimes 5 pips for smaller time frames, you find that if I only want to make money from here to there, that's already 1.6 pips, okay? Or if I'm shooting for 2 pips, it could be 2 pips there. So if it's 2 pips and you're telling me that you want to subtract 0.2 or 0.4, 0.4 is almost like a quarter. So you're telling me that if I use FX Pesa, a quarter of the time I'm working for them. That's why people do not, do that, not work with them. However, if you do, let's see, bigger time frame, 1 second. If you do a bigger time frame, you'll find that it is significantly different. So if I come to the 4-hour time frame, so on this 4-hour time frame, yeah, here we are. So 4-hour time frame, to come from here to, let's say, the top high there, that's 67 pips or 60 pips. Okay. Now 60 pips. If somebody wants to take 2 pips out of 60, that's okay. it's almost it's insignificant. Yeah, it's not a big deal. So for the traders, they call them swing traders, guys who trade long time, the 2 pips is not a big deal for them. All right, so they can trade the local, brokers and still come out okay. Now, but for what I'm trying to teach you, I'm teaching you to go into the market and get small bites out of it. I'm teaching you how to be what we call a scalper. And the scalper does not shoot for the 50, 60 pips, because from here to there to get that 60 pips, it has taken how many hours? It has taken, count this, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6 times 4. 6 times 4 is 24. It has taken 24 hours for you to get 60 pips.